Hello and welcome to Laurindalandia. Today I'm going to do a reading about what makes people obsess over you. You can choose your pile by following your intuition. It can be the pile that you are the most visually attracted to, or you can even ask in your mind, what is a pile for me? I do have personal readings, they are super affordable, and then my first link in the description. Hello, Paulana. So it shows this card that says, my business is prosperous, and it came in reverse. What makes people obsess over you is that they want to know how much money you make, how much money you have, if you have any savings accounts, how much money you have in the bank. People are really up in your business in terms of your finances. They want to know what you do for work. They want to know what's your job title. They want to know how much you make per month, per year. I think people are very jealous of your lifestyle and they want to know how you have that lifestyle. There is a vibe here that I think people want to unfortunately bring you down. I think people are very jealous, not only to the fact of your lifestyle, that they see your lifestyle as living very comfortably or at least living better than them. They are jealous about that, but it's not only that. I think there is a vibe to them that people feel insecure to the fact that you are, in their eyes, have a higher lifestyle than them and a more comfortable living than them. And they are like, what makes you special? You're not that, you're not good enough to be richer than me. You're not like better than me, to have more money than me. Like, I think people feel very insecure comparing to your lifestyle and finances, and they don't want to give you the credit that a lot of this is hard work, skill, and intelligence, because people feel insecure about their skills compared to yours, because deep down they know that you are way more intelligent than them, that you are way more skilled than them, that you are better than them, but they feel really insecure about this. So basically they want to pocket watch you, to kind of put you down. Like, they want to know how much money you make, like what's your job title. They want a resume almost, right? They want to research into the company that you're working at, like crazy things. And they want to be like, you're not that good, you don't make that much money, like you could be a manager by now, or like, why aren't you a manager by now? It's because you're not that good. Like, people want to put you down. People obsess over you because they want to put you down, because they are triggered because of your finances lifestyle. Like, deep down they know that you are way more intelligent than them, way more skilled than them, that you make more money than them, and they are like furious about that. This is giving the vibe that for some of you, this might have been people that you grew up with. Maybe these were childhood acquaintances, or maybe even your like bullies when you were younger, and they really thought that they were better than you. Like, when they were like 15, you feel me, they really thought that they were like so much better than you, and that their life would be way better than you, because you are not like intelligent enough, or you're not this enough, or you're not that enough. And the reality hit hard. This is giving people that peaked in high school, people that thought that, yeah, I'm so intelligent, I'm so this, I'm so that. They peaked in high school and they really thought that was real life. Like, they really thought that they were that girl, but they really weren't. Because I think, like, when reality kicks in, like, when you live on your own, when you are not under your parents' umbrella or house or money, that's when you really show who you are. That's like, in the real world, when you are on your own, that's when like push comes to shove, and let's see who really is the smartest or the greatest or the bestest or whatever, you feel me. And reality came in, and your, for some of you, like your bullies or the people that they knew you when you were younger, the thought that were so much better than you, reality kicks in to realize that they were never better than you. You were always better than them. And people are obsessed over that. Like, people cannot accept psychologically that you are more intelligent than them, skilled than them, smarter than them, and that's the reason why you have a better lifestyle than them. because you get better jobs, like you're more respected in your community than them, like you're more intelligent, like your lifestyle is better due to your like brain power and mind capacities, right? And they cannot accept that. They feel very insecure about that. So they are so obsessed in trying to bring you down through how much money you make to kind of put you down, even though they make way less money than you, by the way, like, and they know this, but like they are obsessed to trying to put you down because putting you down is making themselves feel better. Loki, they are really just unable to accept the insecurities and like move forward from that. They are trying to avoid the insecurities by trying to find a way to put you down through like or your money or like what you do for work and all of that. Crazy people. What makes people obsess over your Pamela one? Yeah, literally the Ten of Pentacles. Like it's so crazy when I'm just like channeling, and then like the cards confirm this so much. The Ten of Pentacles is like about money, financial security. Not only that, but also there is this side of the Ten of Pentacles that is like community, right? Like the respect of the community. Like, yeah, people are really obsessed with your money. Problem number one, they are very jealous to with what you did with yourself and what you did with what you are. Because again, I think these people are people from the past when you guys were younger, and you had to basically your lifestyle was your parents' lifestyle. You don't have choice. You don't have free will. You cannot like get a job when you're younger. I mean, you can get a job when you are younger, but you feel me, like when you are younger, the way your life is, the majority of it is because of your parents or the people that take care of you. You don't have that much agency to control your life, right? So maybe when you were younger, you were in a worse situation compared to these people, and these people really felt empowered by that, and they felt good to the fact that you were in a lesser situation in some way than them, because I think these people always felt triggered by you. I think these people always felt insecure by you because you are intelligent, you are beautiful, you have great communication skills, like you gain respect very easily. I think like people always felt jealous of the person that you are and your personality, but they felt like they found comfort in knowing that you had less than them at the time when you guys were younger, and literally like your life depends on your parents, like you don't have that much choice, and they really convinced themselves that you will always going to have less than them because they were better than you. Yeah, reality came in, adulthood came in when you actually are on your own and you make your own choices, and it's really you. Like when you are an adult, who are you going to blame? Who are you going to blame? Like, are you going to blame this or that? No, it's you. You're making choices over your life. Like, you have power and agency when you are an adult. When you are an adult in the real world, that's where, like, it shows who was the best or not. You feel me? Like, that's the real challenge, is when you are an adult in the real world making your own decisions, right? uh, yeah, people are so insecure about their financial stability. That's why they want to know everything. They want to know everything because they want to find flaws. Because this has nothing to do with you. It's really with these people. Like these people cannot accept the fact that you will always better than them. They cannot accept it because they're so insecure about it. Like these people, instead of working their insecurities, like working with their insecurities and thinking, hey, like I'm insecure about this or insecure about that, I should do something about it. They're trying to run away from the insecurities by trying to find flaws within your life because they're jealous of you and your life. Because again, you were always better than them, but that made them so insecure. So people are really just obsessing over this. Probably, I'm also getting that this is like maybe a group of people of your like hometown or that grew up with you, like a small group of people that is just like they talk a lot about you, like they gossip a lot about you. And again, they're trying to figure out information about your life. Some of these people might even like be going to LinkedIn, and sometimes in LinkedIn, when you, this is for a very specific few, by the way, or like for one, but for those who know what I'm saying, they know what I'm saying. On LinkedIn, when you search someone, I have a funny story about this, guys. I'm going to tell you the funny story in a bit. On LinkedIn, when you search someone, like the other person can get a notification, oh, this person like looked for your profile. And I'm going to spill tea right here. And why do I know this? So I had an ex that basically, imagine, I had this ex that we were like, kind of like a situationship, right? I confessed my love to her, and she told me that she didn't like me that way, and I was like, oh, okay, like fair. You can't win them all, right? Um, and then I was like, look, I need to break up with you because I can't, like I can't stay in this situationship because I have feelings and it's not healthy for me, so I need distance, right? When we were not talking, like after us breaking up, because she told me at the end of the day that she didn't love me, right? Fair. She went to see her ex, like an ex that she was obsessed with, and I was like, okay, this girl, like I need to cut this off. So I cut this off, like I block her everywhere. A few months later, I see a notification on LinkedIn because I haven't blocked her on LinkedIn, right? And a notification on LinkedIn that she was basically searching me. And I also heard through like through a couple different people that she couldn't stop talking about me. She was obsessed with me. I'm bringing this story up because this might be relating to someone here. Some of you, a few of you, someone that is obsessed with you is an ex that didn't treat you right, that maybe took you for granted and played you around and didn't appreciate you or value you, and you broke it off. Maybe you did like me and like block social media, all of that, and that person is obsessed with you. They're obsessed with you because it's like they took you for granted, they didn't appreciate you. They thought that you were the one that was obsessed with them, but it turns out that they are the ones obsessed with you. Yeah, this is the dynamic that I'm seeing in this pile. That is, people thought they had power over you in some way, but it turns out you always had power over them. It was all an illusion. For some of you, yeah, this is like an ex that took you for granted, and yeah, they're obsessed over you. And I think they're trying to find out what you do for a job, like what you do for work, because again, they are trying to not only put you down, but especially in this X scenario. If you guys are resonating with this X um, scenario, um, like this X is trying to find what you do for a job, how much money you make. They're trying to find like flaws in it so they can use that kind of as a manipulation technique to be like, if they see you that you don't have a job, or if you see you if you're struggling with something, they want to catch you at the vulnerable states. In this X scenario, if this is an X, if you guys are resonating with this, they want to catch you in a vulnerable state so they can come back into your life and take advantage of you. Basically, they're just waiting for you to be weakened by some way. So this might be the reason why they are stalking your LinkedIn, if you guys are resonating with this. For others of you, for the majority, these people like stalking your social media, again, to get information over your life, to get information about what you do, who are your friends, where do you live, how does your house look like, because again, yeah, they thought they had power over you, but you always had power over them. You were always the top and they were always the bottom. The metaphor of this. Ay. Yeah, these people are obsessed because imagine, you always had choices and they don't. They might have convinced themselves at some point that you didn't have choices, like you didn't have choice in love, or you didn't have choices in career, or you didn't have choices to upgrade your life, because they were honestly projecting their own life and they thought that you were stuck or imprisoned some way. This can be materially, financially, like growing up not in the best financial situation. So like you kind of stuck in that situation and it's hard to come out of poverty, right? Because you don't have options, you don't have choices, you don't have resources. But not only materially, I think also these people that are obsessed over you, they thought you were stuck mentally. I think these people try to make you stuck mentally. I think these people try to make you feel less than them, use like sneaky manipulation, mental tricks to kind of keep you stuck mentally, like lower your self worth, make you doubt yourself, gaslight you, right? They really try to make you stuck, like psychologically and emotionally. Yeah, if you guys also resonate with X, this might be an X that was like hot and cold, and this is like way to get you addicted and stuck on someone. Is hot and cold behavior, and this is actually a very like thing of the brain. This is like a very science thing. This can make you literally addicted to someone, like the hot and the cold, due to like the addiction to serotonin and all of that. Like this is how addiction works in a lot of ways, right? So people really thought and they tried to make you stuck, but yeah, you always had options and they didn't. I think their perception of you being stuck was a mere projection of their lives, but they cannot accept it and they have not accepted it. So they are just like in this rumination obsession about you, always talking about you, asking about you to everyone, trying to like get random pieces of information, because I think these people that are obsessed over you don't have access to your life like that before. So they're trying to get like pieces of information via social media or random people to try to make the puzzle, right? To try to create the puzzle of your life in their heads, to try to bring you down, because they cannot accept the facts that they were not as great as they once thought they were. Let me know down in the comments if you resonate with this message. If you like this video, give it a like. And if you like this content, subscribe. I do have personal readings that are super affordable, and they're my first link in the description. Bye, pile one. Hello, pile two. So it shows this card that says, I trust in the intelligence that exists within me. And it came in reverse. What makes people obsess over you is that you are so intelligent. You are genius type of intelligence. You are so incredibly smart that your perspective and your points of view about life, it's so forward thinking and so out of the box that you completely, without even realizing it or wanting it necessarily or trying to do it, you completely break people's view about the world. I think what makes people obsess over you is that you provide them a perspective that is so forward thinking and so out of this world, but so right, that it completely shatters their perspective about life. This is giving, right? We grew up in social constructions, thoughts, ideologies, and most of the people are product of their environment. So most of the people believe what their parents believed. If their parents, for example, were religious or said a man should this, a woman should this is how life functions, right? Like people believe the ideas and the social expectations that were instilled in them, and they believe that as truth, right? And actually, these people are obsessed over you. They found a lot of arrogance in it. Like I live life the right way, or I'm more smarter, or I'm living life more the right way because I'm following social expectation, because this is what we're supposed to do. This is giving like very traditional values. People that almost fall for like right wing propaganda. You feel me? Like these people are the type of people that like they believe the world to be one way, and there is like one way of living, and this is what we're supposed to do, and they really found arrogance in it, and they really believe it, right? And I think you are someone that does not follow societally expectations, at least in the way that you think. You are giving philosopher, okay? You are giving opening people's minds, philosophizing, questioning. I think you are someone. This is very Aquarius vibes, and Pisces as well. Like some of you might have are some of you might be Pisces or Aquarius, or have like prominent or strong placements in that. I think pile two, you are super innovative in your thinking. You break social norm in the best way possible. You expand like thoughts. You feel me? Like by what you believe in the way you live. I think you are someone super like innovative, progressive, for a thinker. Like you are super like intelligence, light years ahead of your environment, right? And I think when you share your opinion or you share your point of view, people that before, again, these people are comfortable in the status quo. They were told that when they were younger, okay, I'm a man. They were told that happiness is you make a bunch of money, you find a beautiful woman, you marry, you have kids, and that's what you're supposed to do. And they believe in this, you feel me? Or in a woman, like they were told, be beautiful, find a man that has money, gets married, have kids, right? And they were told this was supposed to do, this is the meaning of life, and that's it, you feel me? And these people believe yeah, in society, like societal norms, society expectations, right? And they found a lot of arrogance in it, like no, I'm right, like I'm the one that is living life right because I'm a man that is working in finance. I found a beautiful woman, I'm gonna marry her, we're gonna have a bunch of kids, and I'm right in this, right? And I'm not saying that's wrong, but what you do is you put into question like your thinking is more expensive. Like you ask questions of, but why do you want it? And people don't like really know why they want it. They know they want it because they've been told that's what they're supposed to want, right? I think you send people in a mind spiral. You really make them question their whole life existence. You make them question their wants, their dreams, what they really want out of life. Like you make them question everything. I'm just seeing a bunch of question marks, right? Because I think you really come with this perspective of, but why are we all doing this? What's the roots? Why do we want this? Like, does that bring us happiness? Or is this what was told to us of what we're supposed to do? And why was this told to us? What are the systems behind this? The infrastructure? When was the beginning? When did these thoughts start to happening? Because I think you really understand a lot of, you have the capacity to have this broad thinking of like understanding different moving factors that lead to a result, like different variables that lead to a result. Also, I think a lot of you here are into science or very science based. Even if you don't think like it, the way you speak is like you are talking about variables and research and different factors. I think also the reason why you can sway so many people and really send people into a mind spiral in questioning their whole meaning of life and their whole purpose and all of that by breaking like societally expectations and status quo and society norms, right? Is because the way you speak is very science, is giving scientific research. You might not think of that, but the way you speak is very eloquent, very science. You really explain, everything that led us here. Like you explain all the factors, psychological factors, like biological factors, political factors, everything, right? And you really open people's eyes to the way that they are living life, and the way that they believe they should live life usually is a part of a bigger system than them. Like, yeah, okay, this is even me, it's even hard for me to explain all of this because I think this is the feeling that I'm feeling by the people that are obsessed with you, is that they have such a hard time wrapping their head around your philosophy of life. But they know you are right. That's the thing, they trust that you are right. They feel like they are not as intelligent as you to understand your point of view. What I was going to say, something. I was going to say, oh my god, yeah, like my mind right now, I feel so lost. Like a lot of information I have in my mind, a lot of things. I'm also getting a blank. I think people, imagine, people know you are right. They just feel that they don't have the intelligence to understand you. But when you said that, like, it's like your words resonate with people deeply, in their bodies, even if they don't understand what you said. They feel it in the body that you are right. But people feel like these people are the type of people that felt that they were so intelligent before because they were just like parroting literally what always been said to them. But then they meet you and you completely open their eyes to a new philosophy of life, and they feel like when you spoke with them, like it really resonated in their bodies. But now they try to remember what you said. They can barely understand it. They know you are right, but they don't even understood what you said. So like they get obsessed with you because you send them into a mind f. They are completely, their minds is spiraling. You shatter their worldviews. You shatter everything they thought it was so truth, because they held social norms as truth, right? And this is the way that life is, and this is what we're supposed to do. But it's really just social expectation, social like norms. At the end of the day, that's you have choice. I was going back to free will. Yes, that's what I forgot. I think you really sent people into a mind spiral, because people before they met you, they thought they had free will and they were making choices, and you open their eyes to the fact that they are just following the mass, that they are just doing what they've been told. Not like they didn't know they were being like told do this, do that, but you made them realize, wait, I'm just following what I've been told. Like, and you make them stop in their tracks and be like, whoa, what am I doing? Do I have choice? Do I have free will? Some of you might even, this is only for a few, might like really highlight to people the fact that free will is an illusion, and like the philosophy about free will. There's a lot of studies in like, what's the name, neuroscience, that how we perceive free will is not really free will as it is, because how we perceive free will does not honestly exist, because our behavior is quite predictable due to our environment, our generic, also due to the fact that we are routine based, like we are from habits. Like we might think that we are making choices and that's free will, but really our choices are quite predictable. And this is like a thing in neuroscience, that the way that we perceive free will at least is not true, that we have less choice than we realize, and there is a bunch of factors that lead us to making choices, and our behavior can quite be predictable, right? Yeah, like I think is a field in neuroscience that explains that you don't have a you don't have a lot of choices. You have a few choices and you make those choices. Like you don't have the free will to do whatever, even if you wanted to. Like that's not where your brain is going to go. You have a few options and you choose from those few options. That's free will basically in that field that I don't know the name of field. I know it's in neuroscience, but yeah, like for some of you, you guys might really open their people's eyes about free will and how much free will is an illusion. You might think you have choice, more choice, and realize you might think you have more power than you realize, but at the end of the day, it's an illusion. And I think, yeah, this is a philosopher. I think you give very smart, well, to a very philosopher. You break people's everything. You break their all. You shatter their illusions completely, and people like they really resonated with what you said in that moment when you're speaking with you. But when they try to look back in what you said, they can barely remember it because they can barely understand it. Like they're trying to wrap around, like their heads around what you said and fully understand it, but it's extremely difficult. So people obsess because they are obsessed with what you said. Like people are obsessed over you because they are obsessed with the wisdom that you told them they can barely understand. So they are just like in this limbo state, trying to like really understand what you said because you really shattered everything that they believed. And they're just trying to basically wrap their mind around your philosophy because they feel it in their body is true, but they cannot understand the why it's true. Because again, these people are very conditioned by society expectation, and you think outside of society expectation, society norm. Like you have the capacity to be very bird's eye view and take a broader approach to life, and not to just your experiences. I am also getting that a lot of you have a lot of knowledge, like history, anthropology, biology. Like you have the capacity to really see the big picture and to understand like life is cyclical, like history repeats themselves, like you can see patterns, you can understand human beings to a very animalistic sense almost. Like you can really see like almost the whole evolution of humans to understand humans and to understand like the different beliefs. Like in the past we had these belief systems, and because we had these belief systems we live life like this, but that doesn't mean those belief systems were right or wrong or truth or like. And then you are like, yeah, in today's day and age we have this belief system, so we believe this to be true, but he has to do more with belief systems than actually the truth, right? Like stuff like that. I feel like I'm doing such a poor job in explaining this pile too, and I'm sorry, but this is how people feel. Like this is why people obsess over you, is that they're trying to figure out what you said, but in their mind is basically what I'm saying. Confusing, they know you are right, but they cannot fully understand it. Yeah, I think, imagine you really shake up people's comfort zone. They find comfort in what everyone else was doing. Like they found comfort in being like everyone else, thinking like everyone else. That was a comfort zone. But just because that's your comfort zone doesn't mean that you are happy in it. I think you really break that. Like your words are very inspirational. You're very wise. You make people really think a lot. Like you are saying some deep wisdom here, like some philosopher's stone type vibe, some like Greek philosophy. You feel me? Like things that what you say is very groundbreaking, very expansive. And I think you really open people's eyes to what I've been living is in the comfort zone of what everyone else expects from me, what people expect from me, what people expect my life to be. But is this really what I want? Am I really happy in it? Like, I think, imagine the very interesting thing that you do is that people before you, they thought they had more power over their choices than they actually did. And you like explain to them through like the evolution of humanity, philosophy, psychology, like propaganda, marketing, political influence, just like history, all of it, how that influences where we are today and why we think this way. So people before you, they thought that they had more power over their choices than they actually did, because they just like living like they were told to be lived, even though they thought they had a lot of power. And people after you, like, you break their illusion of power, but that in of itself gives them more power. Is that at the end of the day, you are making people more powerful. Like, your mindset is breaking the illusion that they have power of choice and actually giving them more power of choice, at least broadening the options of their life, or more power of choice. People might feel completely, their foundations are gone. Like, people might feel completely that they are powerless, but actually what you are doing is giving them more power of choice. Because if they understand the different factors that go into their decision making, like the different social expectations, political situation, the country that you live in, like the history of your country, why people have this culture, why culture is this way, how we became we are today, right? You destroy their sense of power that that they had before, because it was an illusion, and you actually bring them more power. That's the thing. Is that also what makes people obsessed with you? Is that I think people really trust that you are kind-hearted and poor-hearted, even though they do not understand what you are saying fully. They know what you're saying is right, and they know what you're saying is for their own good. It's like you are like philosophizing and like giving like this deep wisdom that people cannot wrap their heads around, but they know you, and they know that you are kind-hearted, pure-hearted. Like, they know that you are a good, kind-hearted person, and that you're very also helpful, and you really like have a lot of humanitarian vibe to you, right? So they know what you are saying is for their own good, and they trust you in that completely. They just cannot understand what you are saying. They want to understand, they really do. I think that's why they are obsessed over you, is that they just trying to wrap their mind around what you said, because they know there is a lot of power in it. They just don't understand the power because they don't even understand your philosophy, right? Pile two, you should write books. Please write books. Write books. Yes. Write books. Because this is giving a lot of, imagine, it's like a lot of you should write books uh, about why we are here today in history, why we think this way, why we have these belief systems, what are the economical, social, environmental, political factors that lead us to have this mindset, and how to break from it. That in reality, you can make different choices. Are those comfortable choices? No. Are the choices that you make for yourself might not be in agreement with social expectations of you? Yes. At the end of the day, you're going to be happier by making choices for yourself than just by following the crowd. I think, yeah, you really turn sheeps into wolves in the best way possible. You turn followers into leaders with your thinking. I think you should write books about that, because imagine why you should write books, because people need to read your words over and over and over again to understand. Okay, because people, they want to understand you, they really do, because they find a lot of power in it, but they feel like they don't have the intelligence for it. Writing, having it in writing, like, so people can read it over and over again, analyze it. This is honestly, this is what people want. Number two, these people that are obsessed over you, they want you to write books so they can read what you said over and over again to see if they can fully understand, you know? Yeah, pile two, some of you should be writers. Very successful career. Because there are a lot of people that, again, they're trying to wrap their head around you. That's why they're obsessed with you. Yeah, I also think, like, when you speak, it's like you might provide a lot of information in like a few sentences. You feel me? I think you provide a lot of information in a few sentences. You say a lot of like important things in a few words, and people are like, I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to memorize. I'm trying to fully understand, but I can't. Yeah, there is a lot of information, a lot of valuable information that you give people, but people feel like they don't have the brain power to compute. what you're saying, but they really want to. That's the thing. They really want to. Also, another aspect to you beyond the minds is also that people are obsessed with you. Okay, you are beautiful. The thing is, pile number two, I think you are extremely beautiful, extremely smart. And this is, people are just like, you have some people here in love with you. Like goddess type vibe, okay? There you have some people that see you as a goddess, almost like not human, like semi-god type vibe, because you're extremely beautiful and extremely smart. I also think you are someone that, like, some of you might have strong air placements in your chart. Like, you are someone that gets bored quickly. I think you are very mind driven, very mind stimulus. You need to be interested at all times. You feel me? If people cannot capture your interest for an interesting conversation or an interesting activity that you like, you're gonna go. Like, you are distracted, you don't care, you're gonna go. Because again, I think you are very mind driven. So people like you, yeah, they feel like you get bored easily. You don't stay with people that you get bored by for too long. You're gonna go quickly if you're not entertained, and if you're not like mentally engaged with what is happening. Yeah, people feel like you are flighty, that you don't stay for too long, that you go, you are here but you're gonna go in about a minute, and people really get obsessed with this. Also, I think you are someone that also is like business centered, or like working on their career. It does not mean necessarily just because of the money. I think you guys, of course, money is important. We all need money, da, 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 right? But I think a lot of you guys have a lot of passion and interests that you put a lot of time and energy into, and that's a big thing for you, is your passion and interest. Right. So you dedicate a lot of time to work, because a lot of you probably or have a career that you love. Some of you might even like taking a master's, or taking a PhD, being a doctor, like being researchers, like, or you guys have a career that is a part of your passions, or you guys are working towards having that career, and this is very important to you. I think in this pile, fomenting this mental stimulation and building a life where you dedicate a lot of time and energy into the things that you're passionate about is more important to you than love, or finding a partner or getting married. And I think, again, this is also a perspective that breaks a lot of people foundation. This is also something that really opens people's minds, is that I think some of you in this pile, of course, maybe you want love, yes, you want a partner, da, da. But you show way less interest than most people, and your passions really lie in the things that you're passionate about, like in your niche interests, in the new field that you are studying, in the new book that you are reading. Like, that's where your passion lays. And yeah, some of you here might not even be that interesting in relationships or dating or all of that. You're like, but if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, I have passions to follow. I have dreams to pursue, right? And this is also opens a lot of people's eyes. People obsessed with you because you have such a different way of living life and of viewing life. They're just obsessed with that. Also, you are someone that is careful. Again, you are intelligent, you are wise. I think you can read people easily, and you know when trouble is coming. You know when someone is trouble, okay? You know not only when someone is trouble, when things are about to go down, because you see patterns, you understand social circumstances, you understand social dynamics, and you're like, ah. I think you see bad things happening, like in a group of people, or someone like arguing, or even getting violent or something like that. Like, you see that happen before it happens, and you go, you're like, bye. Because again, you understand human psychology, you understand social dynamics, like, you are very intelligent in that. So you see things before they happen. So you're very quick to let go. not only because of your you get bored easily and you need like mind stimulation, not only because of that, you see things before they happen, because again you understand human psychology and you understand how human works. So you're I'm seeing the future, right? People might even think that you are psychic, which some of you might have like psychic abilities, but I think the majority of you just guys are extremely smart and you understand that human are routine habits person. That again, you can predict, if you understand humans, you can predict their behavior through pattern recognition, right? Talking about like the free will aspect of it, like the choices that actually were quite predictable if you understand humans. Um, Also, what makes people obsess over you is that you are a heartbreaker, okay? Because imagine you're super beautiful, you're super smart. The way you speak is like, whoa, it's like, the way you speak is like preaching. You feel me? People feel like this is information from like the gods, like this is gospel, yeah. The way you speak, people think it's gospel, even if it has nothing to do with religion and probably is like is giving science to the maximum, right? But it feels like gospel, right? I think also a lot of you are like poetic because you have this beautiful balance between very intelligent, very smart, but also this very Libra Venus quality, that is to bring some sort of poetry to this, some sort of sparkle into like very science things. I think you can have that balance of even the way you speak, you might speak in allegories or metaphors that are so beautiful but so deep and so science, but whoa. So you are someone that is easy to fall in love with. I think a lot of people fall in love with you, but very few keep you. Like the percentage, I'm seeing like 100% people falling in love with you, okay? And 0.01% actually gets to keep you in the sense of staying in your life even as friends. Yeah, pile two. You also might be someone that has a very small group of friends, like, or you uh, change friends, like you don't have long time friends, or you have very few long time friends. Like you are someone that is hard to keep, and people just fall in love with you because you are beautiful, intelligent, you are everything, you are a goddess, but they could never be with you long term because it's hard to keep you. Let me know down in the comments if you resonate with this message, if you like this reading, if you like, and if you like this content, subscribe. I do have personal readings that are super affordable, and then my first link in the description. Bye, Paltu. Hello, Paltu. So it shows this card that says, I know um, deep down what is right for me. And it came in reverse. What makes people obsess over you is that after meeting you, they are very inspired by you, inspired by the person that you are, by your lifestyle, by your passions, by your hobbies, like how you live your life. And they start to question if the way that you're living life is really the best way for them. I think you are someone here, Paul Free, that is very connected with like creativity and their inner child. And maybe you dedicate a lot of time and energy to your passions and your creativity and what makes you really happy. And maybe a lot of you here might also live a simpler life in a lot of ways. Like some of you might like live organically or are minimalists or are like hippie vibes, or maybe live like in nature or in a rural area. Some of you here might even have a farm. Others of you might live like in a caravan, like in a trailer, and just move around. Some of you might also have like gardens where you plant food and like eat the food that you plant, right? It's a very like less consumerist lifestyle in a lot of ways. Yes, I think a lot of you, pile free, live a more natural, less consumerist and less capitalist lifestyle in a lot of ways, and people are really inspired by that. So people when they meet you and they see you maybe less concerned about getting rich like everyone else. You feel me? Less concerned about like power, money, and becoming a millionaire. they see you with less concern about that and more focused on maybe healing or your art projects or animals or like veganism or vegetarianism and like environments. Like they see you more concerned with more like natural things that are not as consumerist or capital, and they're really inspired by that, and they're like, "Oh, why am I chasing being a millionaire?" Right? Why am I at this job that I hate? Because one day I'm going to be the CFO, CEO, because one day, maybe in the future, I'll be a millionaire. Why am I chasing this dream? This is giving breaking the American dream. Why am I working so much, so many hours per week, endless hours per week? I barely have time for myself. I barely have time for my loved ones. I barely sleep. You feel me? Why am I at this desk job, at this corporate job, when I could make less money and probably be more happy? I think that's the vibe. And this perspective that you give people, that you can actually be more happy with less money, especially if you are trading your time for money. Because what, yes, you are making good money, but like you spend your whole life at a job that you don't like. You spend your whole life in a cubicle, in a gray cubicle, in an office building. You barely have time for the people that you love. You barely have time for yourself. You barely have time for your passions. Isn't it better to make less money and maybe do some like uh, budget reduction, like instead of living in an expensive house, living in a cabin, you feel me? Instead of like going to grocery shoppings all the time, planting your own food, instead of like spending a lot of money like in groceries because you're buying all these like meat or fish, like maybe opting for vegetarianism. I think you really, it's not that you're trying to make people change their life, it's not that, but they look at your life and they're like, this person is happier than me, and I am making more money than them. I have more money than them, but also I'm working way more. And the job that I don't like, and you look way happier with way less. I think some of you might even be like artists or small business owners, and you guys have your own like small business when you maybe like sell little products like on Etsy. I'm seeing a lot of wood sculptures, like keychains kind of vibe. And made things that you might sell on Etsy, or you have your own website, right? And again, the people that are obsessed over you might have more money than you, but they also are way more miserable than you. They're basically trading money for misery. And they look at you and you have like, some of you have your own small business, like, yes, you guys are not rich, but you live a life that you like and you're passionate about. Yes, your house is not huge, but like you like your house. Like your house is nice, it's comfortable, it's sweet, it's cozy. Yeah, I think people are really obsessed with your lifestyle, and you might even inspire a lot of people to be more like you. Like, let's say that you are meeting someone that's, again, they have a miserable job, they make a ton of money, and they wear like all these designer expensive clothes. And some of you here might wear like secondhand or thrifted or even make your own clothes, or have this more bohemic style, right? If you notice someone like after meeting you, like instead of wearing like suits and ties and gray and designer, designer brands, and you start seeing them like with more loose pants, a bit of color, they're inspired by you. Okay, people are really inspired by you, like what you represent. And I'm having issues speaking, I think. Like I'm having a knot in my throat. I think these people that are inspired by you, I think they are afraid to be judged by society. I think also the reason why they live this lifestyle of chasing money in a corporate job that you are miserable at that you spend so many hours at, right? I think they also do it because of society pressure of that's what you're supposed to do, or that's supposed to the way you're supposed to live life. Are you crazy by going off grid? Are you crazy for like not wearing shoes to like walk on grass? You feel me? Are you crazy for like quitting your office job? I think these people feel very judged by society, and they want to be more like you, more like EP vibes, less consumerist, less capitalist, more organic, more natural, more connected with nature. They want to embody that because they're very inspired by you, but they are afraid that people judge them and people call them crazy, what you are doing, you can't quit the job. I think a lot of people are inspired to quit their job because of you in the best way possible. But they are very above it all, I think the biggest fear is judgment from other people. Is people or their families or their loved ones or their spouses saying, what you are doing, you can quit a job. But they're like, but I'm miserable at it. I'm not happy. And they're like, yeah, but you make a bunch of money. You cannot quit that to be what, a hippie? To what? To leave your designer clothes for like all clothes at the thrift store. Like, are you crazy? This is what people are afraid of, is being judged by society. But they low key, they're very inspired. Low key, I key, honestly. They are very inspired by a lifestyle, but they are afraid to admit it to the people closest to them, like their family or to their spouses and loved ones, because they feel like they will be judged if they admit it or really showed to them that they don't want to live this high consumerist capital lifestyle anymore. They maybe want to live a more like low-key life, smaller life, but more happier life, because you have time for yourself. You have time and energy for the things that you actually love. I'm also seeing a beach. I think people are really inspired. Some of you, very few of you, might live like near a beach in like a modest small house, right? But it's super nice because you are at the beach, like you can go to the beach all the time. Yes, you don't have a mansion. Some of you might even like have the trailer or the caravan and you park it at like the beach. Yes, you don't have a house, but like you are at the beach most days. Like that's such a luxury in of itself, to be minimalistic, to leave consumers behind. That can be the biggest luxury of life, because you have time for you have time for the things that you love. Like you can actually enjoy life. And I'm connecting with this pale free, and I want to cry because of how beautiful this is. And I think this is really the perspective of high consumerist people that are really bought into like high capitalism, right? To the late stage capitalism. They really brought like they really believed in this lifestyle. They're really inspired by you because they're like, I don't like my life. Yes, I make money. Yes, I have a corporate stable job. Yes, I have this. Yes, I have that. But do I like what I'm doing? Do I have time for myself? Do I have time to enjoy life? I don't. And yeah, they are seeing your minimalist life as the biggest form of luxury that they have seen. And this is very emotional. Like, I think this is very emotional for them. I feel very emotional in this. Like, I want to cry in this energy. Yeah, they're starting to realize that the biggest luxury of life is self enjoyment. It's not the mansion, the big expensive cars, the designer clothing is literally pleasure, enjoyments like of your life, even if that means living a more simplistic life. I think, yeah, you really inspire people to understand that simple might be better. And you don't need all these things to be happy. Actually, you need less things to be happy. You don't need more to be happy. You need to be able to let go of more to be happier, which is quite a profound philosophy. I'm very, even me, I'm being like, wow, pile free, you feel me? Even me in this energy, I'm like, oh my God, you're right, pile free. What? I mean, even me, I'm inspired by you, pile free. What makes people obsessed with you? Yeah, I think people are very stuck. The people that are obsessed with you are very stuck in comparison, competition. Like they're very stuck in this life that I have to outdo myself. I have to outdo the ones around me. Like if my coworker has this quotas of performance, and if they meet this performance metric, I need to do better. I need to be better. I need to be more smarter. I need to have more. I need to have more intelligence. I need more, 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 more. I'm seeing like a big mouth just eating a lot of burgers. Is that insatiable hunger for more, right? I think people are really in that mindset before they meet you, and you really inspire them in the sense that less is more, because there is always more, right? If you live in this lifestyle, life in this mindset and lifestyle with no ceiling, you never stop. Like when are you gonna, like, when is enough enough? I'm I, I read I think a year ago, 2 years ago, I read about the psychology of money. And it's about this book that kind of helps with like the way that we look at money and finances and like being rich and all of that. And something very powerful in this book was something that knowing you're enough, because knowing you're enough is a big part of wealth. Because if you don't know what's your limit, like what's the amount of money, what's the amount of materiality, where you're going to be satisfied by, you'll never be satisfied no matter how much you have. You're just going to tire yourself, spend a life, wasting a life in pursuing one day I'm going to be happy, but then you never will be because you don't know what your happiness is, right? You don't know your ceiling. And this is what the perspective that I'm being getting, is that these people don't know what's enough. Like they don't know, okay, when I have this, I can stop, like this amount of money in the bank. Like when I have this amount of money in the bank, I'm happy. Or when I have this house, I'm happy. Or when I have this, I'm happy. They're never happy. Okay. And you change their perspective completely. And you make them realize, wait, what am I doing here? Like, why am I doing this? And they just get obsessed because they are obsessed with your lifestyle and your way of living life. Yeah, he's giving very EPs. He's giving very 70s, 80s EPs of like breaking social norm, living life in a different way. Very like nomadic lifestyle as well. Very like off the grid. No physical home, just vibes. And I think you really inspire people to do that, to like become more grounded, less, more, 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 and realize that less is more. What makes people obsess over you? Wow. Yes. Oh my god. This is really beautiful. Pile number 3. Wow. Like this is also very emotional. Like I'm connecting with this. This is like wow. Wow. Why am I crying? Well, I think this is how people feel and why they're obsessed with you, Paloma Freeze, because you make people realize that you don't need to win to be happy. You don't need to be the best. You don't need to be the top of the chain. Like, that's not what's going to bring you happiness. Actually, happiness is found in the simplest moments, in the things that we disregard, in the small community that we build. Like happiness is not found in being this crazy, powerful, hierarchical like person that has crazy amount of power, but like he's isolated because nobody likes them. Like he's distance from people, he's connected from their loved ones because they don't have time for them. Like that's not happiness. The happiness that you sold or being extremely rich and extremely power will not make you happy. You don't need to win. You don't need to compete because competition will not make you happy. Competing with others where you win and they lose will not bring you the fulfillment that you're looking for. What will bring you that fulfillment is building a small community, not competing. Instead of trying to win, collaborate, cooperate. That is gonna what is going to bring you fulfillment, love, and like yeah, just a sense of like goodness, like good feelings. I think again, before people meet you, they are really indoctrinated into this thinking that I need to become all powerful, a bunch of money. They are in this competition, comparing you with others, thinking that when they are finally at the top, that this honestly is also a fantasy, because you'll never be finally at the top. Like, who is really at the top? Like, nobody is all powerful and all rich and all of that, right? There is always someone to compare to. But even if you reach that, you'll not be happy. Like, nobody will like you. You don't have friends. You don't have fulfilling relationships, because you spend your whole life competing, trying to make more money, trying to be better than everyone, trying to be more powerful than everyone. Like, that is not what's gonna bring you happiness. What is gonna bring you happiness is actually stop competing. Stop trying to win over everyone and everything. Build a small community of people where there is no hierarchy. The levels of tasks are plain. This is horizontal, not vertical. Okay, this is not a pyramid. Is a plane, like a surface, right? Build a small community of people that you love. Work together. Nobody has to compete with each other. We cooperate. We live a simple life. We live in a small community, and that is what's going to bring you happiness. And this is very life changing for these people, because even me, Palfrey, like I'm in this energy. You are changing my mind about my perspective on life. I'm being very inspired by this, me as well, while I'm sharing this. Like, I'm being the person also that is obsessed over you, because honestly, you are right. Like, that's so right. Wow. Even me, I'm inspired, Polymer Free, okay? So people are obsessed with you because they're inspired by you, okay? They want to live that more nature, simpler, smaller vibes, and stop chasing the American capitalist dream that is all a facade, because you're not ever going to be happy from it. Me, I'm getting shivers, Palmer Free. I'm getting shivers. Me talking about the top of the pyramid, all powerful, money, blah, 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 is lonely at the top, right? The emperor comes. That the emperor is exactly that. Like, the emperor personifies capitalism to the maximum, okay? It personifies his idea, and it honestly is the archetype of the billionaire, right? Is the archetype of the top of the chain. And look at him. What did it took to be at the top of the chain? Probably a lot of pain from others, okay? Probably also a lot of misery from him, because he had to disconnect from everyone. He couldn't build like meaningful relationship. He dedicated all his time and energy into competing with people to go to the top. And now he's lonely at the top. Yes, he's powerful. Yes, he has money. But is he happy? He's not happy. Look at his face. The emperor is not happy. He looks angry, honestly. Like, what does the emperor look? Yeah. Yeah, he has power, but does he have happiness? I don't know. And I think, yeah, you really inspire people to break completely that cycle. To be like, why am I chasing this? I don't want this. F the power. F the hierarchy. I want to build meaningful relationships with the people I love. I want to, at the end of my life, to be surrounded like with the people that I love. Oh my god, I'm going to cry again. I want at the end of my life to be surrounded with the people that I love and full of memories, full of like experiences, and not full of money in the bank. Like, because at the end of the life, that's it. All you have is what you build. And what you build is like numbers in a screen that is your bank. but you don't have love, or you don't have experiences or things that you wanted to do and things that you were passionate about. What's the purpose? What's the meaning? Wow, pile number 3, very inspirational. People are obsessed with you because you are very inspirational. Even me, I'm obsessed with you, pile 3. Let me know in the comments if you resonate with this message. If you like this reading, give it a like. And if you like this content, subscribe. I do have personal readings. They are super affordable. And they're my first link in the description. Bye, pile 3.